Good morning, everyone. Well, children, today we are starting our next chapter, chapter number 9, Internal Trade, with the expectation that you have completed your previous chapter, chapter number 8, Small Businesses and Enterprises. Well, first you have to understand its meaning, internal trade. Internal means inside, external means outside. Trade means buying and selling. First you buy from somebody and then you sell it out to the consumers. Okay. So internal trade is that trade which is done inside the country, inside your own country, within the territories of your country. Okay, this is termed as internal trade. Here the buyer and seller will be of the same country, and the currency which we are using, that also belongs to the same country, and of course language and rule regulations, all these things belongs to the same country. This can be within two states or within the state, or within city, outside of the city. I mean, the one party can be of different state and another one is of the different state. So these all these combinations can be there. But the thing is, this should be within the geographical boundary of your country. So this is called internal trade. Fine. So in this chapter we will study everything in detail regarding internal trade. What comes in the internal trade? What are the kinds of this? Okay, and what kind of in the parts of the internal trade are there. So what other details we find in that? And your next chapter, I give you a brief information here. Next chapter is your external trade, which is done outside of our geographical boundaries of your country. All right. So internal trade, that's inside the country, and we can divide in two parts, students. Two type of internal trades are there. The first one is your wholesale trade and second one is your retail trade. Well, I have already described this to you. Wholesale trade. Wholesale trade is that where you deal in the bulk quantity. Here the person, means the wholesaler, buys from manufacturer directly, okay? In the bulk quantity means heavy quantity, or in heavy lots he is buying from the manufacturer and he is supplying to the retailers in small lots. What other things are there in the wholesale trade? Here wholesalers, they keep a very less margin. Here the margin means their profit, okay? Because they are dealing in bulk quantity, heavy quantity, means number of items they are purchasing and then selling. But the percentage of the profit which they earn, okay, that is less. But their overall profit will be more. Here I tell you, students, we are comparing with retailers. And that's better I tell you here only. These wholesalers, they have a less margin and retailers have a more margin. Okay, and these wholesalers overall they have more profit comparatively to the retailers. Fine. So what are the retailers? Who are the retailers? Retailers are the person who buy from the wholesaler in small lots and they supply it to the consumers, or they sell it to the consumers in the quantity which is required by them. The loose items, you can say a few items they may purchase. Okay. So this is the difference between wholesale trade and the retail trade. Okay. So we'll talk in detail about this. Wholesale trade, wholesalers are the mediator between manufacturer and retailers. Okay. So features of the wholesale trade will make this picture very clear. So the first one is, this trade provides link between the manufacturer and the retailers, I have explained. Second one, the wholesaler buys goods in bigger quantity and then they sell it in the small lots. Okay. Third one, it's telling that it requires large capital. Of course, students, just use your mind. These wholesalers are keeping, they are buying goods from manufacturer in big lots, right? So they need a big space to keep all these things. Okay, so they have to invest more capital because they have to keep the huge stock with them, because the retailers may come at any time and they will be purchasing, and sometimes these wholesalers, they have to pay, make the payment in advance to the manufacturer. Okay, so they have to keep a big investment with them, heavy capital they require to start this wholesale business. Okay, so it's telling it requires large capital to maintain large stock and to provide credit facilities to the retailer. What happens with these wholesalers? Sometimes they pay in advance and they provide goods to the retailers, on credit basis. So double effects are there. Here they have to pay in advance, and here they are not getting money, rather they are providing them on credit basis, so they need more capital. Okay, next one, the wholesaler usually specialize in one particular line of goods. Well, students, you might have noticed that these retailers, they are keeping variety of the things, right? Thousands of the items they are keeping at their shop, but wholesalers doesn't do like this. Wholesalers, they deal in a line of product, a few kind of things they are keeping. They are specialized in one line. Means suppose the woolen garments, so they are keeping only woolen garment, and that's also a few things in that. Okay. So next, the margin of profit is generally low in order to take advantage of the higher turnover. Right, students? This I have explained in the starting. Here we are talking about the wholesaler. So they keep very low margin, means percentage of the profit which they make in between, that is very less. But overall turnover is more because they are selling, they are buying and selling more quantities. Okay, so overall profit will be more. So these were the features. Now we have to discuss the services which are provided by these wholesalers. See, I've told you students, these wholesalers are the mediator. Okay, they are the mediator. Here there is a manufacturer, or here is the wholesaler, and here is the retailer. So this wholesaler is the mediator between retailers and manufacturers. So it is, serving both the parties, and it services, the different kind of services he is providing to the manufacturer and to the retailer. So we will be discussing these services in detail one by one. Fine. So the first one, we are talking about the services which wholesaler is providing to the manufacturer. The first one, facilitate large scale production and economies of scale. Well, students, if wholesaler doesn't buy the goods from manufacturer in such a big lots, in the bulk quantity, then manufacturer won't be able to sell this much big items. So they will not be able to utilize the whole capacity of their plant and machinery, and the items will be costly. So this problem has been removed by the wholesaler. And wholesaler is also not selling within a day, but he is maintaining the stock, he is keeping the stock. But at least manufacturer is sure about it, that his goods will be purchased by the wholesaler as soon as he manufactures that. Are you getting my point? Manufacturer knows that as soon as they will be producing the item, that will be purchased by the wholesaler, because they give the order well in advance, sometimes they make the payment well in advance. Okay, so they are sure about it, and they have to manufacture. So they can produce the quantities in heavy lots, and they can utilize the whole capacity of their plant and machinery. Fine. So they can have the benefits of the large scale production. As we have discussed in the previous class, that here the cost per unit decreases if you are producing in the large quantity. You are utilizing the whole capacity of your machineries. Okay, so this benefit is provided to the manufacturer by the wholesalers. All right. Next service, expert advice and market information. Students, manufacturers are not going to the market. They are not in touch of the customers directly, right? Rather, wholesalers are also not in touch of the customers directly, but at least they are at the better position than the manufacturer. They are in touch of the retailers, and they get the whole information from the retailers. Means this product is liked by the customer, or they want some changes, okay, or what suggestions they have given to improve the products and all that. So complete information they are having from the retailers, and they are providing to the manufacturer. You can say the experts advice they are providing to the manufacturer. So this service is also provided by them. Well, so on the basis of this provided information, which is provided by the wholesaler, these manufacturers, they can modify their product, they can do some changes, required changes. Next, we have provide warehousing storage facilities. Students, Manufacturer have manufactured the products. Now what? In fact, they also have some places to keep the goods, but most probably these wholesalers, they need to have the warehouses, because soon after manufacturing, these wholesalers, they purchase the goods from the manufacturer, or after production, they supply it to the wholesaler. So most probably these manufacturers don't require their own warehouses, but these wholesalers, they need to have their warehouses. So this is also one kind of service which is provided by the wholesaler, that manufacturers don't have to keep warehouse with them, but these wholesalers, they have to maintain a warehouse with them. And the same service he will be providing to the retailers also. Retailers, they also don't have to maintain the warehouse, because the quantity which they want, they can have from the wholesaler and they can sell it out. Before the item finishes, once again they can have a small lot and they can carry. So they need not to maintain the large warehouses. Okay. So providing warehousing and storage facilities, and this facility is provided by the wholesaler to both the parties, right? To the manufacturer also and to the retailers also. Next service which is provided by the manufacturer, by the wholesaler to the manufacturer, is bearing risk. These manufacturers, these wholesalers, they are bearing the risk also. In fact, the manufacturer is at risk because he has produced the item, but as soon as wholesaler purchases these items from the manufacturer, he became the owner. Okay, the ownership has transferred on the name of the wholesaler as he has purchased the product. Fine. Now he is selling, suppose the items are outdated, and same kind of service he is providing to the retailers also, because who is having the maximum number of products with them, that is wholesaler. Retailer is also buying in a small quantity. In between, meanwhile, when the wholesaler has purchased these items from the manufacturer and he did not supply these goods to the retailer, right? These are with the wholesaler. Suppose the product is out of fashion, okay, the technology is outdated, or any other kind of risk is there. So right now, who is the owner? Here the wholesaler is the owner, neither retailer nor manufacturer. Okay, wholesaler has purchased from the manufacturer but did not sell it to the retailer. So wholesaler is the owner. If any risk takes place at this moment, so who is at the greater risk? That is wholesaler. Okay. Now next service is financial assistance. Well, students, have just told you that wholesaler provides sometime advance payment to the manufacturer, then they produce that. Okay. So this wholesaler is financially assisting the manufacturers that way. Okay. Next one is facilitate production continuity. Facilitate production continuity. Well, if manufacturer could not sold all the items, fine. Suppose manufacturer has produced 1,000 items and he could not sold it. So will he produce the next lot? First he has to sell its previous lot, only then he will go for the production, right? So he is not sure when the products will be sold. But the system is like that. Manufacturer don't have to wait for the customers. Okay. So manufacturers don't have to wait for the customers, as the whole lot, the whole product is purchased by the wholesaler. So there is no such problem, and manufacturers don't have to wait for selling the product. Now this work will be done by the wholesaler. Wholesaler will sell it to the retailer, okay, and he will place an order. Fine. So this way, with the help of the wholesaler, these manufacturers can keep their production continued without any problem. Alright students, so these were the services which were provided by wholesaler to the manufacturer. Okay. So I just prepare one small chart for you to understand it. This is wholesaler, and here comes the manufacturer, and here comes the retail. Alright. So your goods are produced by the manufacturer first, then this has been supplied to the wholesaler, or you can say the wholesaler has purchased from the manufacturer, then these wholesalers, they are supplying it to the retailers, and later on these retailers sell this to the customers directly, right? So you can see that the wholesaler is the mediator between manufacturer and retailer, and here you can see that retailers are the mediator between wholesaler and the consumers. All right. So they do the production, they purchase in the heavy lots, bulk quantity they are purchasing, and they are selling in a small quantity to these retailers. Okay. Well, rest of the points we have discussed. Now we will talk about the services which are provided by this wholesaler to the retailer. What kind of services are provided by him? A few services we have discussed while discussing the previous one. So the first one is availability of goods. Retailer don't have to wait for the goods, as the stock is going to end with the retailer, he can have it from the wholesaler, he can grab the goods from the wholesaler, he can go and he's sure that I will have all these goods with the wholesaler because they are keeping goods in lots, okay, heavy stock they are keeping, so availability of the goods is there and they are confident about it. So the retailers are relieved of the burden of collecting goods from various manufacturers. So there is no worry to the retailers to keep the stock and keep the goods with them. So they can run their business in a small shop. As you must have noticed, they don't keep a very big shop. I mean, we are talking about the small scale retailers. Okay. So because they don't have to keep the stock, as the stock is going to be finished, they can have it from the manufacturer, the required quantity which they will be selling. Well, next one is marketing support. Students, marketing support means advertising the products. Okay, so these retailers don't have to advertise the things. They get assistance, they get help. They get help from the manufacturer and of course from the wholesaler. Because who has invested more money in the product which you are selling? That is wholesaler. Okay, because they have purchased in the heavy lots, right, and they have made the payment to the producers, and of course producers, they have invested a lot of money over there. So if the product is unsold, so who will be in the loss? Most probably the heavy loss will be to the wholesaler and producer. So retailer, of course retailer has to advertise to an extent, but the maximum portion of this advertisement or marketing is done by the wholesalers. So the wholesaler provide marketing support to the retailer. They advertise the brand of goods kept with them. Such publicity help the retailers also to increase the sales. Fine. Next one is grant of credit. Students, grant of credit. I've told you in the previous topic that these are the wholesaler and these are the retailers. So retailers can have the goods on the credit basis from the wholesaler. So this is the service which is provided by the wholesaler to retailer. Next is specialized knowledge. That's okay that retailers have more information regarding the customers, their liking, their disliking, right? And the feedback they have. But about the product, sometimes we have technical product, we don't know how to use it and all. So who provides the information? How to use it, what are the pros and cons, how to convince the customers, what are the benefits of this product, so and so. So all these information is provided by a wholesaler to the retailer. So wholesalers has direct link with the manufacturer, so he comes to know about the latest technology used by the manufacturers and also about the new products produced. Okay. Next we have risk sharing. Well students, we have discussed that who is at the greater risk. Wholesaler is at the greater risk because he has purchased the goods from the manufacturer. So who is the owner? Wholesaler is the owner. And he supplied goods to the retailer in small quantity. Okay. So sometime when the goods are unsold stock is there. So if any risk arises, obsolescence takes place or out of fashion, out of technology, so this retailer is not going to bear so much of the risk because he has only 10 number of the quantity, that's all. And this wholesaler is having thousands of the product, number of items are in thousands, and this person is having only 10 items. So who is going to share? And if this wholesaler doesn't provide warehousing facilities so and so quite possible that retailer keeps heavy stock with them, so they will be in the greater risk. But here the retailer has been saved by the wholesaler. So wholesaler is sharing the risk with this retailer and with manufacturers as well. Alright. So students, here we have completed the topic of wholesaler. I hope you are clear who is the wholesaler and what is wholesale business and how do they deal. Okay, and what is his position in this distribution chain of distribution. Our next topic is the retail trade. In fact, you might be knowing at this moment what is retail trade because I have already introduced. Retail trade refers to buying and selling goods and services in relatively small quantity from the wholesaler, and they sell it to the customers directly. They deal in small quantity, okay? Small lots में purchase करते हैं wholesaler से. And these retailers are not dealing in one line of product. They are keeping variety of the things, and they are in touch of so many wholesalers because one wholesaler is keeping one line of product and another 5 wholesalers are dealing in another 5 kind of things. But as the retailer, I am keeping 100 of the items, right students? So he is in touch of all the wholesalers, and here the margin he keeps high margin, means he sells number of items he sell less quantity in a day, means very limited number of items he is selling, but his margin is high on all the quantity. Okay, for example, I tell you what is this margin and all. I have already talked to you. Suppose cost of a product is 10 rupees for the manufacturer. Manufacturer has produced at 10 rupees and he has sold to the wholesaler at 12 rupees, right? So this 2 rupees is the profit of the manufacturer. Now this wholesaler is selling to the retailer at 15 rupees, okay? So this wholesaler is having the margin of 3 rupees only, okay? Is 3 rupees में क्या है? He has to manage all the expenses and everything he has to do. He will reduce the expenses and then he will have the profit. Now, so suppose 1 rupee expenses and remaining 2 rupees is profit. Or we can keep like 3 rupees on the total, 2 rupees expenses and 1 rupee margin. Means 8 item पे 1 रुपया मिलता है wholesaler. But he sells a big quantity, so his overall profit will be more. अब retailer के लिए क्या cost है? Retailer के लिए है 15 is the cost, but he is selling this item at 25 rupees. ठीक है? So you can see the difference. Here the difference was 12 and 15 में सिर्फ 3 रुपए का difference था. Expenses 2 रुपए निकाले, 1 रुपया पर item इसको profit मिल रहा है. ठीक है? तो margin कम हुआ. Here you can see 15 rupees में इसको मिला and 25 में बेचा. 10 rupees is the margin. And suppose he has spent 3 rupees expenses overall, his maintenance of the shop, electricity, and paying salary to the staff, so and so. So remaining 7 rupees is his margin, his profit. Okay, so this is less and this is more. So we can say the wholesalers, they are keeping less margin and the retailers are keeping more margin. Right students, so this was all about the retail trade, and I think I have told you they buy in small quantity, small lots, and they supply to the customers in small quantity or the quantity required by the customers. Now the features, the things will be more clear. Retailers sell goods or services to consumers for final consumption. Fine. Here the wholesaler is selling to the retailer, not for the consumption, to sell it further. आगे बेचने के लिए इनको दिया जाता है. But this retailer is providing to the customers for the final consumption. Means finally these consumers will be using that item. Then retailer deals with a variety of product. I've told you variety of the things they are keeping. Retailer is the last link in the chain of distribution. Well, here you can see that after retailer, customer comes, consumer comes. So this is the last link in this distribution chain. And then retailer buys and sells a small quantity of goods. Retailer is generally located in the residential area. Very important point, students. Retailer generally, you will find the retailers either in the market or in the residential area nearby, the shops which are available at all the nook and corners of your street. Okay, but wholesaler, the place of wholesaler doesn't matter. It can be anywhere, because customers doesn't go to the wholesaler directly. Who goes to the wholesaler? Retailers. And retailers, they know that I will find this particular item in that, at that place, and that person, that wholesaler is dealing in that. Okay, so they don't have to, wholesalers don't have to advertise the place. Okay, advertise the things and all. So place doesn't matter regarding the wholesaler, but it matters for the retailers. Now retailer maintains personal relations with the consumers, customers, because they are in directly touch. Then retailers may contact the customers through his store or otherwise. So retailer may contact the consumers or customers through his store or otherwise. Retailers को contact करना है तो they can, because they are in touch of the customers. Okay. Next and last is retailer acts as a middleman between the wholesaler and customer. That is that. So retailer are the middleman between wholesaler and customers. Fine. Well, once again, the services we will talk about. This is very easy, almost we have done. Services to the manufacturer. Now, this retailer is also providing certain services. Okay, so services to the manufacturer and services to the wholesaler. There are pros and cons of everything. It's not only wholesaler who is providing services to these parties. Rather, this retailer is also providing services to the manufacturer and wholesalers as well. So let's see. The first one regarding the manufacturer. Help in distribution of goods, isn't it, students? Manufacturer has produced the items, and these are purchased by the wholesaler, or you can say manufacturer has sold the goods to the wholesaler. But wholesaler is not a person who is going to sell it out to the customers. As more efforts will be done by the retailer, the more item will be sold to the consumers, because they are staying at shop till late hours and they are attending the customers, they are behaving very nicely, so they are helping ultimately to the manufacturer to produce more and more quantity, because they are ready to sell more and more items. So the wholesaler will be supplying them, they will be getting from them, and they will be manufacturing more items. So ultimately they are helping the manufacturer. Next one is personal selling. Some amount of personal selling effort is necessary for the sale of most consumable items, goods, by undertaking personal selling efforts. The retailers relieve the producers or wholesaler of this activity and help them in the process of sale of the products. Students, that's true that manufacturer is advertising the product, wholesaler is advertising the product, but if consumer, this retailer denies or he doesn't behave properly with the consumers, and retailer says that this item is not available, okay, or another item is much better, so that particular item won't be sold. So the support of retailer is required by this wholesaler and by this manufacturer. So they need the support of the retailer. So, and they involve in the personal selling also. Personally, they are in touch of the consumers. Sometimes they go door to door. These manufacturers, you might have seen in the movies also, and sometimes we also face this kind of situation, that doorbell rings and somebody comes, that this is served, this and that, right? So that is personal selling, door to door services they are providing, and marketing they are doing. Okay, so that thing is provided. Who are these people? These people are the retailers and we are the consumer. Okay, so these retailers are providing the personal services also. Okay, personal selling. Next is enabling large scale operations. So if they are producing the product on a large scale, so that is possible because of the efforts of the retailer. So retailers are ultimately helping the manufacturer to produce at a large scale and to utilize, for utilizing the full capacity of their machine. Next is collecting market information. Well, how these manufacturers get the information from the market? They get it from the retailer, and retailer gets it from the consumer. If retailers, they just they became ignored and they are not attending the customers properly, or of course they have attended fine, they want profit, but they don't take the feedback from the customer. So how they can give the correct feedback to the wholesaler, and then that reaches to the manufacturer? So that work is done by the retailer. So the services is provided by the retailer. Next and last one is help in sales promotion. Of course, they have advertised, but ultimately who has promoted the goods? That is retailer. He is attending the customers, giving the correct information, and he is trying to sell it out. He convinced the customers somehow. You might have noticed, students, when you go to the shop, आपको क्या चीज़ चाहिए बहन जी, बैठिए, ये वाला दिखाते हैं या वो वाला दिखाते हैं, अच्छा ये पसंद नहीं आया, we have very good varieties, you just give us a little time. I mean, they don't let you go by the time you don't purchase anything from their shop. Okay, so that is the thing. So manufacturers and wholesalers launch sales promotion schemes like coupons, free gift, contest, discount, etc. from time to time in order to increase sale of their products. These schemes can't be implemented successfully without the active involvement of the retailer. This is also one of the examples, students. I mean, these manufacturers and wholesalers, they are providing very good schemes in the market. These days, the discounts are available on the Amazon and Flipkart, so and so. Okay, and we'll find that the shops also in the market, they are providing offers and discounts and all that. 2 के साथ 1 free, 2 के साथ 3 free, something like that. So these things are being executed by the retailers at last, right? So these policies, these schemes, these coupons and discounts policies can't be implemented without the help of retailers. So they are very helpful. Alright, students, so here we have completed the services which are provided by the retailer to the manufacturer. Now we will talk about the services which are provided by retailer to the manufacturer. Well, I'm sorry, no, to the wholesaler, they are providing to the consumer. Okay, in fact, the services which they are providing to the manufacturer, more or less, these are regarding the wholesalers also. Okay, so now we will talk about the services which they are providing to the consumers. Fine. The first one is regular availability of the product. Students, do you know that if you want something from the market, so you are very positive that I will go to the market and within half an hour I will get this thing. You never think that I will go to the market and I'll come empty-handed. Not like that. You are confident you will get the item. कि वो चीज़ आप लेके ही आएंगे. You just plan accordingly कि मुझे आज नहीं कल जाना है and tomorrow I will get this item. So that is possible because of the services of the retailers they are providing you. They are keeping the stocks up to date. They don't disappoint their customers. Okay, if you are going to some such place, so they know who are the customers and what item is in demand. So they are keeping the supply ready for that. Okay. So regular availability of the product is provided by retailer. Next one is new products information. You go to the market and they say कि ठीक है आपको ये पसंद नहीं आया, wait for some time and the new product is coming. When to come? Next Wednesday या 2 दिन के बाद आ जाइए या फिर we are going to launch very good product, this and that. So if any new product is coming to the market, so retailer provides the information. Okay. So retailers inform customers about arrival of new product and their special features. They assist consumers in selecting the goods by explaining them the merits and uses of different products. Such sales assistance is very useful to consumers. All right. Next is convenience in buying. Easy buying. So retailers are mostly located in the residential area. That means you don't have to go to the market. The market is coming to you. These retailers, they are situated nearby your place. So that's very convenient to you. Then wide selection. Retailers are keeping variety of the things. So you have so many of items are there to choose out of them. So wide variety they are providing. After sale services, we know that this is the time where the businessman has to provide, or the seller has to provide the after sale services also. Once they have sold the goods, so their duty doesn't over. Okay, they provide the after sale services also. Means if the product is not working properly, some fault is there, some technical fault is there, so they take the guarantee and warranty period is there. They may replace it also. Okay, and they give the demonstration also on certain items if you don't know how to use on technical things and all. Okay, so this service is also provided by retailer. And the last one is provide credit facility. This we have discussed, students. These retailers, well, not all and not always, but sometime to the worthy customers. That depends upon the credit worthiness of the customers, their behavior. and their past experiences, do you pay the amount right in time? So these retailers sometimes help the customers this way also, that they provide goods on the credit. Okay. Now the last one of this, wholesaler and retailer, the differences between wholesaler and retailer. Although that's very simple, we have discussed both the topics in detail, so you can make out yourself, but I'll take 2 minutes and I'll wind up this. Okay. The first one is purchases and sales, from whom they purchases. So we are talking about the wholesaler and retailer. So wholesaler is buying the goods from manufacturer, okay, and these retailers are buying from the wholesaler. Next is your degree of specialization. A wholesaler generally specializes in one line of goods. Wholesalers are keeping one kind of line. Okay? And these retailers, they are keeping variety of the things and different lines, items they are keeping at their shop. Quantity of goods, wholesalers are dealing in heavy quantity and these retailers are dealing in small quantity of goods. Type of consumers, who are the consumers? Wholesaler के consumer कौन है? Retailers are the consumer for wholesaler. And who are the consumers of these retailers? Customers. Directly the customers are the consumer for these retailers. Link. Wholesaler is the link between manufacturer and retailer. Retailers are the link between wholesaler and customers. Okay. And then location. I have explained it. Well, the location of wholesaler is not very important. They can be situated anywhere. Okay. That doesn't matter because retailers reaches somehow. But the location of retailer is very important. That should be situated in the market or the convenient place where the customers can reach easily. Next is investment. Wholesalers, of course, needs heavy investment comparatively to the retailers. Margin of profit we have discussed. Margin is very less in case of wholesaler, but there is a heavy margin in case of retailers. Prices. Wholesalers price is lower than the retailers price. We know that, might have listened that. Wholesale prices पे यहाँ पे wholesale prices पे कुछ available है, कोई भी सामान available है. So always wholesalers, they have less prices comparatively to the retailers. And the last one is window display. Window display and salesmanship are not very important in case of wholesaler. We know that sample के लिए आपने बाहर रखा है. So these kind of items you will have here. You don't have to attract the customers because who are the customers for the wholesaler? These are the retailers, and retailers know from where to buy and where to go. These wholesalers. But in case of retailers, they have to display the items in the window because they have to attract the customer. And number of shops are there, number of retailers are there. Okay, so these customers can go anywhere. So they have to attract the customers. Fine. So window display is very important in case of retailer, but not important in case of wholesalers. Alright students, so here we have completed this topic of the wholesaler and retailer. Well students, next topic you can see, that's goods and services tax, GST. That has been deleted from the syllabus, okay, but we have discussed in detail in the accountancy, so there is no problem at all. And in next class we will start our topic from departmental store, right? Types of fixed shop, large retailers. So I'll give you a little brief and then we can proceed with the next topic. So students, keep preparing your notes and keep learning. First, learn the topics. First, listen the video, go through the topic or chapter in your book and then prepare your notes. So that will be quite helpful. Okay, learning and then writing is very useful for you. So take care students, complete your homework time. Thank you.